I come in peace. Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Air Car Views, and today we are installing something very cold on the Mustang. You feel me? Brick. It's freezing. It's frostbited. We are installing a cold air intake for the Mustang. We're taking out the stock air filter and we're putting in something not so stock. All right. Roush Cold Air Intake from my boy Mark. Mark, if you're watching this video, I appreciate you. So we got this Roush Cold Air Intake. It was used, so it was a little dirty. I had to do a little cleaning to make sure it is where it is today. But we don't got the red, you know what I'm saying? What's the point of having a cold air intake if it don't look red? It gotta be red for rice, whichever one. So today I'm gonna be showing you guys how you can install the Roush Cold Air Intake on your Mustang, and also how it sounds, like if it feels differently, you know, the difference in driving, all that type of stuff. So let's get into it. All right, so here we have the cold air intake, and let me tell you guys, this thing was dirty. Every part of it was dirty and dusty. It was definitely sitting in Mark's garage for years, maybe months. I have no clue. But this is not what you want from your cold air intake. So I went to AutoZone and I purchased the Spectre Performance Air Filter Oil and Cleaner, which was the only kit that they had. I definitely wanted the K&N one instead. I ended up getting it anyway just because the oil in this oil filter cleaner kit did not spray out red. I don't know why. It's severely misleading. Like on the box you can see bright red, but yeah, when you spray it out, it's not red. So later on in the video I'll be using the K&N air filter kit just so I could get that nice red filter look. So the first thing you want to do is you want to disconnect everything from the filter. You want to take everything apart down to the bare bones. For this it was just a couple 10mm bolts, and yeah, so it's pretty easy to do. You can see right here I took everything apart. After I took everything apart, I used the cleaner spray that comes in the kit. You just spray the outside, you spray the inside, you spray all around, and it makes sure that it removes all the dirt and grime from the filter. So we also are going to clean the plastic housing for the air filter and all the plastic components, just because it was really dirty as well. And you know, while we're here, we might as well clean that up to make that look good, because you can't have a clean air filter with a dirty housing. After that, you're going to hose the filter down. I like doing it the inside, and then you go on the outside as well. Of course, you're going to want to hit it with a couple times with the cleaner, depending on how dirty the filter is, which this one was very dirty. So yeah, you got to do it a couple times. I think I did it a handful, maybe 4, maybe 5, just because I wanted it to be looking brand spanking new, you get me? And then after I did that, I let it dry. It took a while to dry because I didn't put it outside. It was like a nighttime when I finished this. So if you can, definitely put it to sit in the sun so it can have a fully dry case, because this thing collects water all over the place. After it's completely dry, we're going to then use the oil section to spray the oil back on the filter so it can really suck in that good cold air. And then there you have it, it's done. All right, so right here we can see the stock cold air intake or cold air induction that we got with the Mustang. You know, it's nothing crazy. It does what it needs to do. It is enclosed, so you can't hear none of that gooey Mustang goodness. You know what I'm saying? You can't hear none of that, whoo, that, you know, none of them noises. So we're gonna take that out and we're gonna replace it with this one right here. Now the only problem I have with this is that this is a very hot engine and there's no like compartments. So you can see this thing does have a little bit of like an encasement to keep the heat away. So hopefully it does what it needs to do. But the first thing we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to take out these screws. Damn, those bolts look like something I do not have. But yeah, we're gonna take out these screws, and that's for the mass airflow sensor. So after we get that off, we're gonna take out this cold air induction, and hopefully it goes well. If it don't go good and I have to push this car home, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe so your boy can get a garage. If I got a garage, I ain't gotta worry about the planes, the trains, the buses, all that stuff. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, all right? Thank you. But before we install this cold air intake, I want to make this a little red. So in order to make it red, it's gonna be really simple. All you gotta do is just kind of like, actually. So this is basically the kit. All of you guys who already have cold air intakes, you probably noticed already, but this is K&N's Performance Plus Recharge Cotton Air Filter Cleaning System. I bought the one for Spectrum or Spectre, I don't know, man. I'm gonna put y'all gonna see it in the video. But I bought that one, and that one was really good. Like, it actually cleaned it just fine, but the only problem I had is it did not make the filter red. And y'all know, if y'all got a cold air filter, If you have a cold air filter and it's not red, you don't have a cold air filter. You have a air filter. So we're gonna put this red back on it thanks to K&N. You can see they have the filter oil, so this is definitely gonna be red. I already checked it, and it's gonna be really simple. All you gotta do is just like pour it on the oil and just let it sit in the groove. All right, so we got the filter right here. I'm not gonna take too long with this. And we have this bottle, so all we gotta do is just, don't do that. All we have to do is just pour some of this oil. Oh, this thing is bright red. Yes, I like that. Just pour this red in the grooves. Yeah, I like that, I like that. That is the right amount of red. But I'm also not gonna go crazy with this oil. Has to be bright red. I'm sorry, I ain't going for nothing less. Yeah, I definitely over oiled this thing. But you know what? You live and you learn. More power, baby. Yeah, so I barely oil this thing and this bottle is almost done. So I read on somebody's comments online saying that like this bottle is definitely not enough. And now I completely understand what they're saying. And it looks really good. What do you guys think? I actually really like it. That bright red really does do tricks on it. Pause. No diddy. All right, so now we back underneath the engine bay of the engine. You feel me? We gotta take this out. It's not gonna be too hard. We gotta take out these two screws right here for the mass airflow sensor. We gotta unbolt this thing right here. This is the clamp. And then we take out the old one, put in a new one. Bada bing, bada boom. First thing we gotta do is we gotta take off the mass airflow sensor. That thing is like very sensitive, so we gotta be really careful with it. And the screw for it is gonna be a T20, so make sure you got yourself a nice T20 bit. And we're just gonna take off these screws. I wanna be super particular because I don't want nothing going wrong with this, because you know how that stuff go, bro. If you can, get yourself a magnetic tip so it doesn't get lost in the engine bay. 1, 2, tie my shoe. All right, we got one. Oh, that one is a lot harder to get to. All right, so the one on the bottom is a little harder to get to, but it's not impossible. All right, there it goes. We got the mass airflow sensor housing right here. These are the two screws that we have. So this is the housing. It's gonna go into the new one. I don't even want to lose nothing, so I'm gonna just throw this right onto the new one, like right now. So it goes in just like this. Just shove that thing in, pause, and you put it in, and that's it. I could just tighten this down. Ooh, nice. I like when things go well. All right, so we finished oiling up the filter like Diddy. Took out the mass airflow sensor, and now the only thing we got to do is remove the I don't know why I'm doing it like this. It's kind of hard to, I'm not like crippled or anything. All right, so bet we have the flow, we have the airflow. Oh my gosh, bro, this thing looks fire. I'm not gonna lie, this thing looks absolutely fire. I love that. All right, so we're gonna leave it back in the sun so it gets a little more time to dry so it could do its thing. And now while we're here, we're gonna remove out this, it's kind of like one of them flathead screws. All right, so we just gotta remove this one flathead screw. All right, so we got it out. Hopefully it's easy to get back in. And then just like that, it should come out. Well, I got that. And there we go, let's go. All right, we are gonna reuse some of these clips because they, hope I didn't break none now that I look at it. But we are gonna have to reuse some of these clips because they do, what's the word I'm looking for? We are gonna have to reuse some of these clips because at the bottom, they fit in like a groove that kind of like locks it into place. There's one screw right here, also locks it into place, but shouldn't be too bad. So look at the cold air intake that comes stock with the car, and then look at the Roush, baby. This thing looks night and day difference, night and day, man. I'm excited to hear this thing. I'm excited, I'm excited. All right, so now we're gonna get these plastic grooves. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. It looks so good. All right, so we took these off. We're gonna put these on the bottom. These rubber grooves are gonna hold it down. They're gonna hold it down. They're gonna hold it down for us, bro. All right. out this screw first. Take out that screw. Everything got to line up. All right. All right, that's in. It's right up against the air intake. That's perfect. Let me make sure I got it inside of these grooves. There we go. Yo, it's looking nice. Let's go. Bro, this thing is looking fire, bro. This thing is looking fire. All right, let me check. I'm still recording. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. All right, cool. So we got the cold air intake in. It's fitted inside the grooves pretty decently. And then, of course, we could bolt that down into the car. All right, so last thing we need to do is we need to put on this clamp. Yeah, we need to put on this clamp. All right, this thing is not going nowhere, bruh. YouTube, let's go. First under the hood modification for the Mustang. A nice Roush cold air intake, and that thing is looking pretty. I'm not gonna lie, there's a couple other things I could do to like tweak it here and there, but I wanna hear it. Like, forget all that other stuff. I wanna get in the car and hear this thing. So let's get in the car. Let's turn it on and let's hear how it sounds. All right, so first off, this thing is easy to install, bro. It's easy to install. It makes the engine bay look so much more better, and it sounds good. It sounds really good. I'm gonna let you guys hear it again, but I'm gonna move the car first because those guys told me to move. I need to move the car. But yeah, it sounds good, bro. It sounds mad good. It sounds mad good. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, so we're gonna move the car and see if we can hear any of the good Mustang cold air intake noises. And I'm not gonna lie, this thing sounds fire. So let me know if you guys hear a difference with how the car sounded before and now. So I'll move the car. All right, so before we wrap up this video, I want to give y'all my whole overview of the Roush cold air intake for the S197 Mustang. And honestly, I feel like it is a great addition to your car, but there's a couple drawbacks I want to say. So the first thing I want to say is I'll let you guys know my whole thoughts, and then at the end I'm gonna try to wrap everything up. So the first thing I want to say is that you can hear the cold air intake a lot in this video because I have my hood popped open, but when you're driving day to day, you're probably not gonna hear it. I'll be honest with you. I know a lot of Mustangs, they run exhaust systems, so a lot of it is going to be drowned out noise. And when you think about all the insulation underneath the hood, I'm going to be honest, I don't really hear it as much day to day. I do wish it had a little bit more sound. I feel like especially with the hood propped open, you're hearing everything, but obviously you cannot drive like that. So it does sound good, but it sounds good at certain points, and it kind of gets drowned out, especially because Mustangs are so loud. Like, a lot of people have loud exhaust. You're probably not going to be hearing it as much as you think you are. So number two is that I definitely felt improvements in terms of speed You know, I feel like it definitely does make the car feel a lot faster, which is really nice, you know what I mean? I just think it is something that you kind of hear more outside the car than you do inside the car, which is, you know, it's all right, because Mustangs, it's a good noise to be hearing outside, but it's kind of like an exhaust that you can't hear. So on American Muscle, I can see it's going for about $319. I feel like if you can get it for a little bit of a cheaper price, I feel like, honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel like it should be a little bit more like $250. I feel like it's the perfect price point for this mod. You know, granted, cold air intake can't compete with a full exhaust on a V8 engine, but I mean, it does have a little nice sound. So another reason why you guys are so able to hear it in this video is because I closed my Valvetronic exhaust, so you cannot hear like barely any noise coming from the exhaust, but you're hearing all intakes. Now, this is a no tune required intake. So if you do want to take it up a notch, I would say get a tune. Probably will get more performance from the tune. I don't know about more noise, but yeah, really cool. I liked it a lot. Roush did an amazing job with this, and honestly, I enjoyed it, and I will be running this on my car. As far as I'm concerned, to give you a little bit extra volume, a little bit extra torque, but just a little bit, you know what I mean? Just a little bit. But yeah, so that's been my 2 cents. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, please let me know. I enjoyed making this video for you guys, and I hope you guys are all having a great day, a great end of your year as we're reaching the end of 2025. I love and appreciate all you guys, so make sure you guys keep liking these videos, commenting, subscribing. I appreciate you, and we got more Mustang and more car content coming in to the 2026 year. Thank you guys, and we are out.